Well, welcome back to AspireVue Hot Topics, where in 10 minutes or less, we unpack a leadership thought to equip and serve you on your leadership journey. I'm joined by Dr. Larry Kuhn, founder and creator of AspireVue, and today we kick off a brand new series. Today we are kicking off our brand new mini-series on the psychology of impact, and today we are talking specifically about change. Dr. Larry, honored to be with you today.
Thanks, Luke. Good to see you again. You know, I've always been intrigued by the process of change. I grew up on a dairy farm and I was infatuated, I guess, with how crops could grow. And I would watch my dad plant things and then suddenly, you know, knee high by the 4th of July or shoulder high. I mean, corn would come up and animals would grow. And there was a constant reminder of change. And as I got older, I began to ponder, can people really change? And, you know, I've heard both sides of the argument. Some people are like, well, a leopard cannot change their spots. The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. We like to think that we can change, but we really can't fundamentally.
Right.
And I don't buy that. I think that people do change. And I think, truthfully, I've changed. I think you've probably changed, haven't you, Luke?
Certainly.
So somewhere along the line, we're not the same as we always were. So there are processes that people evolve through. First book I read on the topic was The Road Less Traveled years ago by M. Scott Peck. And he referred to another author in that book, and I ran right out and got that book because it was the topic. How Do People Change by Alan Wheelis. And interesting read, particularly for a young person. I mean, this was a long time ago and I was reading that. But I've been thinking a lot about change, and I've been in the business of change as a clinical psychologist. I mean, just today I had a session with a person and we asked what we call the magic wand question. If you could wave a magic wand over your situation or this particular problem that you have, how would it be different? And what would you change? People sometimes want to change other people. They want to change their situations, their circumstances. Sometimes they want to change themselves. People often say the thing that they want to change most about themselves would be, what do you think, Luke?
Oh, I mean, a million things come to my mind already. I want to get stronger. I want to make more money. I mean, you name it. I've wanted to change it. That's for sure.
Yeah, certainly at the first of the year, we have resolutions. And if you see the resolutions, a lot of times there are whole podcasts and whole programs around changing our weight, changing the way that we eat, all of that stuff. I think that one thing that people often most want to change, particularly if they're married or they're with a person, they'd like to change something about their spouse. And here we are talking about impact and the psychology of impact. Well, let me tell you, if you're trying to change your spouse, it's probably not going to happen because you're eliciting resistance. Kind of an interesting reflection. Men seem to want they get married and they want their wife to not change. They want her to be just the way that she was. Women, on the other hand, are kind of thinking about, well, how can I help him along here to grow him up a little bit?
Sure.
But the reality is, this is a truth. It seems like I want you to change, but I don't want to change.
Right.
When I do couples counseling, that is often what I hear fundamentally. They may not say it, but they're basically, I want them to change. And so they focus on that.
I mean, the whole topic is so much easier when we're referring to change and going, how do I get somebody else to change the way that I want them to? And a whole lot more challenging. We start thinking, no, I need to change. Or what does that look like for me as an individual?
Exactly. We're going
to hear more of this conversation about making change sustainable, as well as other hot topics in the Psychology of Impact series, be sure to subscribe to this channel. To learn more about AspireVue, you can check us out online at AspireVue.com.